My husband's work trip was actually a romantic getaway with my sister. Now they both want forgiveness after I exposed them. Hey Reddit. I am Diana, 32 female, and my husband is Timothy, 34 male. We have been married for 7 years. Before I get into the mess that has become my life, I should give you some background. Timothy and I met in college. We were those annoying college sweethearts everyone rolled their eyes at but secretly envied. We got married a few years after graduating and bought a house in the suburbs. Life was good, or so I thought. My sister Ashley, 29 female, is 3 years younger than me and has always been my best friend. We are incredibly close. Think Gilmore Girls close but with less coffee and more wine. Ashley is single and lives in the city. She is a free spirit, always up for an adventure. Timothy and Ashley have always gotten along great, which I was happy about. I mean, who wouldn't want their husband and sister to be friends? Looking back, I was so naive. About a month ago, Timothy told me he had a work trip. He is in sales and travels occasionally, so it was not unusual. He said it was a conference in Miami and he would be gone for 4 days. I helped him pack, made sure he had his travel toiletries, and even ironed his shirts. Wife of the year, right? Wrong. The first few days he was gone, we texted a little bit. Nothing too exciting, just checking in. Then on the 3rd day, I did not hear from him at all. This was a little odd, even for a work trip. I tried calling him that evening, but it went straight to voicemail. I figured he was probably just busy with the conference, or maybe his phone died. I tried not to worry. The next day, still nothing. No texts, no calls. I was starting to get a little concerned. Work trip or not, he usually at least sends a quick message to say goodnight. I tried calling again and again, but still voicemail. My anxiety was creeping up. Was something wrong? Had something happened to him? I started imagining all sorts of worst-case scenarios. Then later that afternoon, Ashley called me. She was excited about something. Hey Diana, she said, you will never guess where I am. Oh, where are you? I asked, trying to sound casual even though my stomach was in knots. Miami, she chirped. Miami. I repeated, my voice probably sounding strained. What are you doing in Miami? Just a little spontaneous getaway, she said. Needed a break from the city, you know. The weather is amazing here, you should come down sometime. My mind started racing. Miami? Timothy was supposed to be in Miami for a work conference. Ashley was spontaneously in Miami. Coincidence? Maybe, but my gut was screaming otherwise. Did you happen to run into Timothy while you are there? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. He is there for a conference this week. Ashley paused for a beat, just a fraction of a second, but I noticed it. Oh, no, she said quickly. I haven't seen him. Miami is a big place, you know. What are the chances? Yeah, what are the chances? I thought sarcastically to myself. Very slim indeed. Especially considering my husband and sister were both in Miami at the same time, unexpectedly. My heart sank. A cold dread washed over me. I just knew something was terribly wrong. After I hung up with Ashley, I felt sick to my stomach. I could not shake the feeling that something was going on between Timothy and Ashley. It was just a gut feeling, but it was strong. I decided to do a little digging. I know snooping is bad, but I needed to know the truth. I started with Timothy's phone. I knew his password, thankfully or unthankfully, depending on how you look at it. I waited until later that night when I was sure he was still out or, wherever he was. My hands were shaking as I unlocked his phone. I went straight to his messages. Nothing obvious in his texts with me or his friends. Then I checked his deleted messages, and there it was, deleted messages with Ashley. My blood ran cold. I clicked on the deleted messages, praying it was just some innocent sisterly chat he was hiding for some weird reason. Nope. Not innocent at all. It was a string of romantic, flirtatious messages between Timothy and Ashley. Messages about missing each other, wanting to be together, and planning their Miami getaway. Their romantic getaway. Not Timothy's work trip and not Ashley's spontaneous vacation. Their secret rendezvous. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. The messages were explicit. They were talking about sharing a hotel room, romantic dinners, and well, you can imagine the rest. I scrolled through the messages, my hands trembling, tears welling up in my eyes. It was all there in black and white. My husband and my sister were having an affair. And they were in Miami together right now, living it up while I was at home, worrying about him and missing them both. I felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and utter disbelief. How could they? How could Timothy do this to me? How could Ashley do this to her own sister? The two people I trusted most in the world had stabbed me in the back. It was like something out of a soap opera, except it was my real life. I spent the rest of the night in a daze. I could not sleep, I could not eat. I just sat on the couch, staring into space, replaying the messages in my head. The next morning, Timothy was supposed to come home. I knew I could not pretend everything was normal. I had to confront him. And Ashley too, when she got back from her little vacation, or whatever you want to call it. When Timothy finally walked through the door, he looked tired but also smug. Maybe I was just imagining it, but he seemed a little too cheerful for someone who had been away on a stressful work trip. "Hey honey," he said, giving me a quick peck on the cheek. "Miss me? Did I miss you?" "Oh, I missed you all right," I thought to myself. Missed you screwing my sister behind my back, but I kept my cool at least for a few minutes. "How was the conference?" I asked, trying to sound casual. "Oh, work," he said, waving his hand dismissively. "Long hours, lots of meetings. Miami was nice though, weather was great." "Oh, really?" I said, raising an eyebrow. "Funny," Ashley said the same thing. He froze, his eyes widened slightly. He knew I knew. "Ashley, what about Ashley?" he stammered. "What does Ashley have to do with anything?" "Oh, just that she happened to be in Miami this week too," I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Small world, isn't it? He was silent for a moment, trying to process what I was saying, then he tried to play it off. "Oh, Ashley. Yeah, she mentioned something about a trip. I didn't realize she was going to Miami. That's random. I scoffed. "Timothy, don't insult my intelligence. I know you were not at a conference. I know you were with Ashley in Miami together." He finally dropped the act. His shoulders slumped. He sighed. "Okay, fine," he said. "Yes, I was in Miami with Ashley. But it's not what you think." "Oh, really? What is it then, Timothy? Enlighten me. Because last time I checked, husbands do not usually take secret romantic getaways with their wives' sisters, unless they are cheating." Which, surprise, surprise, seems to be exactly what you were doing. He tried to deny it at first, of course. Said they were just friends, that Ashley needed someone to talk to, that it was all innocent. But I was not buying it. I laid out the evidence, the deleted messages, the phone calls, the fact that they were both in Miami at the same time secretly. He finally cracked. Okay, he admitted. "Yes, we slept together, but it was just once. It was a mistake, it didn't mean anything." Just once, a mistake, didn't mean anything. Are you serious right now? I could not believe the audacity of this man. He was caught red-handed and he was still trying to minimize it to make it seem like it was no big deal. "Just once? Timothy, you flew to Miami with my sister, shared a hotel room with her and slept with her. That is not just once. That is a calculated, deliberate act of betrayal, and it is not a mistake. It is a choice. A choice you both made." He started to cry then. Real tears or crocodile tears, I could not tell, and frankly, I did not care. He begged for forgiveness, said he was sorry, said it would never happen again. He said he loved me, that he did not want to lose me. Blah, blah, blah. I had heard it all before, or at least I had heard variations of it in movies and TV shows. Never thought I would hear it in my own life. I did not say anything for a long time. I just stared at him, my heart cold and hard. I felt nothing but disgust. Disgust for him, disgust for Ashley, disgust for the whole situation. "Get out," I finally said, my voice flat and emotionless. "What?" he said, looking shocked. "Deanna, please don't do this. We can work through this. I promise." "No, Timothy, we cannot," I said. "There is nothing to work through. You cheated on me with my sister. That is unforgivable. Get out of my house. Get out of my life." He pleaded, he begged, he cried, but I was done. I was so done. I told him to leave and not to come back. I packed a bag for him, threw it at his feet, and pointed to the door. He finally left, defeated, pathetic. As soon as he was gone, I called Ashley. I was furious. I wanted to scream at her, to yell at her, to make her feel the pain I was feeling. But when she answered the phone, I was surprisingly calm, coldly calm. "Hey, Ashley," I said, my voice steady. "How was Miami? Did you have fun with my husband?" There was silence on the other end of the line. I could hear her breathing, but she did not say anything. "Ashley," I said again. "Are you there, Deanna?" she finally whispered. I don't know what to say, really," I said sarcastically, because I have a few things to say, like how could you? How could you do this to me? I am your sister, and Timothy is my husband, your brother-in-law. What were you thinking? She started to cry then, just like Timothy. Apparently betrayal makes people very emotional. "I'm so sorry, Deanna," she sobbed. "I messed up, I know I did. It just happened. Seriously, that is your excuse, it just happened. Like you accidentally tripped and fell into bed with my husband in Miami. Give me a break." "I know it sounds bad," she said, still crying. "But it's not like I planned it. We were both there and we were both feeling lonely and..." "Lonely? You were lonely? In Miami with my husband? Oh, poor you. You were lonely, so you decided to sleep with my husband. That makes perfect sense. Not Deanna, please, she begged. I am so sorry. Can you ever forgive me? Forgive you? I laughed, a bitter, humorless laugh. Forgive you. Ashley, you slept with my husband. You betrayed me in the worst possible way. Do you really think I can just forgive you, just like that? I don't know, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I hope so. Well, don't hold your breath, I said, because as far as I am concerned, you are dead to me. You are no longer my sister. You are no longer anything to me. Goodbye, Ashley. I hung up the phone without waiting for her to reply. I felt a strange sense of relief wash over me. It was over. I had confronted them both. I had kicked Timothy out. I had cut Ashley out of my life. It was painful, yes, but it was also liberating. I spent the next few days in a fog. I cried, I raged, I mourned the loss of my marriage and my sisterhood. But I also started to feel a sense of freedom. Freedom from Timothy's lies and deceit. Freedom from Ashley's betrayal, freedom to start over. I told my parents what happened. They were shocked and heartbroken. They always loved Timothy and Ashley. They were like their own children. They were angry at both of them, especially Ashley. My mom was furious with Ashley. She could not believe her own daughter would do something like this to her sister. My dad was more quiet, but I could see the disappointment in his eyes. They were both incredibly supportive of me, though. They told me they were there for me, whatever I needed. I also told a few close friends what happened. They were equally shocked and supportive. They rallied around me, took me out for dinner, listened to me vent, and reminded me that I deserved better. It was comforting to have them in my corner. As for Timothy and Ashley, I have not spoken to either of them since the confrontations. Timothy has tried to call and text, but I have blocked his number. Ashley has not reached out, probably because she knows I am furious with her. And honestly, I do not want to hear from either of them. Ever. I know this is going to be a long and difficult road ahead. Divorce proceedings, dividing assets, moving on with my life. But I am determined to get through this. I am strong, I am resilient, and I deserve to be happy. And I will be happy again, I know it. Reddit, I know this is a long and messy story. But I needed to get it off my chest. I needed to share it with someone, even if it is just a bunch of strangers on the internet. Thank you for listening. And please tell me, AITA, for how I reacted. Should I have tried to work things out with Timothy? Should I have given Ashley another chance? Or was I right to cut them both out of my life completely? I'm still questioning everything. Update 1. Wow, Reddit, thank you all for the overwhelming support on my last post. I honestly did not expect so many responses. It is comforting to know that so many of you are on my side and think I did the right thing. Reading your comments has made me feel less alone and more confident in my decisions. Thank you for validating my feelings and for telling me I am not crazy for being angry and hurt. A lot of you asked for an update, so here it is. Things have been eventful since my last post. First of all, Timothy has been blowing up my phone, even though I blocked his number. He has been calling from different numbers, leaving voicemails, sending emails. He is still begging for forgiveness, saying he made a mistake, that he loves me, that he will do anything to win me back. He even showed up at my house the other day, uninvited. I refused to open the door and called the police. He finally left, but it was unsettling. I am considering getting a restraining order if he keeps harassing me. Honestly, his desperation is just making me more disgusted with him. If he really loved me, he would not have cheated on me in the first place. And he certainly would not be harassing me now. As for Ashley, I have not heard from her directly. But my mom told me that Ashley called her, crying and begging for forgiveness. My mom told her exactly what she thought of her, which was not very nice. My mom is fiercely protective of me, and she is absolutely furious with Ashley. She told Ashley that she is dead to her too, and that she never wants to see or speak to her again. Ouch. I guess Ashley is now estranged from both of her sisters. Serves her right, if you ask me. In other news, I have started the divorce process. I hired a lawyer, and we are moving forward with the paperwork. It is going to be messy, I am sure, but I am determined to get it done as quickly and cleanly as possible. I want to be done with Timothy and this whole chapter of my life. I want to move on and start fresh. My friends have been amazing through all of this. They have been taking me out, keeping me distracted, and reminding me that I am a catch. One of my friends even set me up on a blind date. I was hesitant at first, but I decided to go for it. It was actually fun. He was nice, funny, and normal. It was just one date, but it was a nice reminder that there are good guys out there and that I am still capable of feeling attraction and connection. It is a small step, but it is a step in the right direction. Overall, things are still tough, but I am hanging in there. I am taking it one day at a time, focusing on myself and surrounding myself with supportive people. I'm determined to come out of this stronger and happier than ever. Thank you again, Reddit, for all your kind words and support. It means more than you know. I will keep you updated on how things progress. Update 2. Hello again, Reddit. Another update for those who are still following my story. Things have continued to unfold, and in some unexpected ways. First, the divorce is progressing. It is still messy, as expected, but my lawyer is doing a great job of protecting my interests. Timothy is being difficult, of course. He is contesting some of the asset division and trying to drag things out. But I am not backing down. I am entitled to what is rightfully mine, and I will not let him bully me. We have a court date set for next month, and I am hoping we can finalize everything then. Honestly, the sooner I am legally divorced from Timothy, the better. Just the thought of still being married to him makes my skin crawl. Interestingly, Timothy's behavior has taken a bit of a turn. The desperate begging and harassment have stopped. Instead, he has become angry, bitter. He has started sending me nasty emails and texts, accusing me of being cold and heartless, of ruining his life, of being unfair. He is playing the victim now, apparently. It is quite pathetic, really. He is the one who cheated on me, betrayed me, and destroyed our marriage, but he is acting like I am the bad guy. Classic cheater move, I guess. I just ignore his messages and let my lawyer handle everything. I refuse to engage with his negativity. As for Ashley, things took a surprising turn a couple of weeks ago. I received a letter in the mail. It was from Ashley. I almost threw it away unopened, but curiosity got the better of me. I opened it and started reading. It was a long, handwritten letter. Ashley was apologizing, again, but this time it felt different. It felt genuine. She was not just saying sorry, she was explaining why she did what she did, taking responsibility for her actions and expressing deep remorse. She wrote about how she had been feeling lost and lonely for a long time, how she had always admired my life with Timothy, and how she had developed feelings for him over time. She admitted that it was wrong, selfish, and destructive, and that she deeply regretted hurting me and our family. She said she understood if I could never forgive her, but she wanted me to know that she truly was sorry. She ended the letter by saying that she was seeking therapy to deal with her issues and to make sure something like this never happened again. I was stunned after reading the letter. I did not know what to think. Part of me wanted to dismiss it as just another manipulative attempt to get back into my good graces, but another part of me wondered, could she actually be sincere? Could she actually be remorseful? Could she actually be trying to change? I talked to my mom about it. She was still furious with Ashley and told me to ignore the letter. She said Ashley was just trying to play on my emotions and that I should not fall for it. My friends were divided. Some said I should give Ashley a chance to explain herself. Others said I should cut her off completely and never look back. I thought about it for a long time, and I decided to reach out to Ashley. I know some of you might think I am crazy. But hear me out. I did not reach out to forgive her or to reconcile. Not yet anyway. I reached out to understand. I wanted to hear her side of the story, to see if her remorse was genuine, to see if she was truly taking responsibility for her actions. I sent her a short email, saying I had received her letter and was willing to talk, but only if she was truly sincere and willing to be completely honest. She replied almost immediately, saying she would be grateful for the chance to talk. We agreed to meet for coffee in a neutral location. The meeting was intense, emotional, awkward, but also surprisingly cathartic. Ashley was a mess. She was tearful, apologetic, and clearly filled with guilt and shame. She reiterated everything she had written in her letter and more. She talked about her struggles, her insecurities, her unhealthy patterns of behavior. She did seem genuinely remorseful and committed to change. I listened to her, asked her questions, and tried to be as objective as possible. I did not yell, I did not accuse, I did not judge, I just listened. And as I listened, something shifted in me. My anger started to soften, my resentment started to fade, not completely, not yet. But a crack of light appeared in the darkness. I am not saying I have forgiven Ashley. Not yet. And I am definitely not saying we are going to be best friends again anytime soon, but I am open to the possibility of reconciliation. Maybe someday, in the distant future, we can rebuild our relationship. Maybe we can even become sisters again, but it will take time, a lot of time, and a lot of work from both of us. As for Timothy, I am done with him, completely and utterly done. There is no chance of reconciliation there. He is dead to me, but But with Ashley, maybe, just maybe, there is a glimmer of hope. I'm going to take things slowly, cautiously, and see where they go. I'm not rushing into anything. But I am not closing the door completely either. Life is strange, isn't it? Full of twists and turns, betrayals and forgiveness, heartbreak and healing. I'm still on my healing journey and I have a long way to go, but I am moving forward, I am growing, and I am learning. Thank you again, Reddit, for being a part of my journey. Your support and advice have been invaluable. I will continue to update you as things evolve. For now, I am focusing on myself, my healing, and my future. And for the first time in a long time, I am starting to feel optimistic. So to answer my original question, was I the asshole? No, Reddit, I was not. I reacted to betrayal and heartbreak in a way that felt right for me. I stood up for myself, I protected myself, and I started to rebuild my life. And that, I think, is all anyone can ask for. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.